So this is my first attempt at making a YouTube video or a Facebook video, wherever this is going, I don't know yet. But just to catch you up, we're making a house for a sim that I've created using the story mode. Her name is Chloe. She's in the tech business. She's also part comedian, and for some reason I decided to make her have an obsession with flowers. So we're in Mount Comarebe, in the lower part, and I'm building a tiny house because this was originally from a live stream that I did um, on my Facebook page, just to really have an opportunity to do this. So I will say upfront, I am not the best builder, but I've really been trying to get better over the years. And so yeah, like looking at this, and just overall, I guess I should just introduce myself, right? So I'm Sparky. And I am in the quest of just really trying to do some internal work, personal work. Um, I am a huge advocate for therapy. I've been in therapy for years. I really take my mental health seriously, and I'm at a stage of my life where I'm really trying to carve out a sense of identity. I'm a young-ish millennial, and I just really wanted to do something for myself. And so I've always been a gamer, loved video games, loved playing games. My grandmother's a gamer. That's kind of where I got it from. She's been a gamer since Atari, and so we would go to her house, play a lot of video games. That's just how I got into it. And so, yeah, like I just wanted to have the opportunity to kind of do these voiceovers because so I am in the midst of really trying to unpack like a lot of stuff that has happened in my life and do better with like practicing radical vulnerability. And I find that playing video games makes it easier for me to like talk about my life, where it's not like, oh, you have to journal about it, or you should blog about it, or you should do these other things about it. Like, no, I'm just gonna do what I want to do. So we figured video games would be that best outlet. Just to catch you up with the build, I got the shoe rack because for me personally, I have a shoe rack in my home, and I like to take off my shoes when I come in. It's just cleaner. It helps with allergens. I have like perpetual allergies, and I just really want to do that. So I'm using Tiny Living and Snowy Escape and base game, though I do use a little bit of other stuff later on for like minor decorations and stuff because yeah, like I've been a simmer for a really long time. I started off with like The Sims 1 on GameCube. Then went to Sims 2. I skipped Sims 3 because I was a broke college student at the time, so I couldn't afford to keep up with the game series. But when Sims 4 came out, I had at the time graduated from college and was able to do it. So I've been following Sims for a while, and looking back on it, I'm like, oh my god, I really bought all of these packs. So the only pack I don't have is Batu, and I don't have the 90s stuffed kit because I refuse to get Batu. It's not for me. Oh, so I should explain this shower trick. So you can take the Eco Lifestyle mirror and the shower from university and put it together. It's completely functional. And it's just great, and I really just sat there and thought about it, and I was like, why do we not have these kind of mirror shower combos in real life? Like, I would love to have a mirror that's built into the wall of my shower. It would help with like if I'm washing my hair or just any other stuff. Like I'm a huge proponent of having mirrors in showers now after seeing that. But yeah, as I was putting this house together, just to talk a little bit more about the build, I realized I wanted to have a plant by the door, and the shoe rack was there, so I just opted out for the shoe sign. And put a few more lights down and stuff like that. But I will say, in terms of like packs and stuff, I'm really pleased with Snowy Escape. I also have a love for Tiny Living. I'm obsessed with like watching Tiny Living videos on YouTube, and doing stuff like that. And so yeah, but to talk a little bit more about therapy and mental health, yeah, I would say for me, gaming has always just been that tool for me to kind of like escape, and just kind of dive and immerse myself in other worlds. And sometimes it became a little obsessive, like I would lose literal hours gaming and stuff like that. And so yeah, now I'm just at a place where, especially over this past year with the pandemic and everything, that I really just wanted to take a step out and realize that I too can stream games and do things like that, and kind of work through some of my internalized issues around perfectionism. So something that has always prohibited me before, like I've tried starting blogs and stuff like that in the past before, but I have like this thing where I'm like, oh my god, it has to be perfect. So I, I was really inspired by my friend. Me and her talk a lot while I play PlayStation online, and she just really inspired me because she also streams too, but she doesn't do video or anything. She just kind of streams because it's for her. And I was like, I don't need to be perfect to do this. Like, I don't need to have all this fancy equipment. I just need a decent computer that runs, and I'm just gonna do it and just put myself out there. And so I don't know where this is gonna go, what I'm doing, but like, I'm just really excited about this. And so I'm also thankful, like right now I'm working at a job that we're doing 4 days a week. So it kind of gives me some space and opportunity to even explore this. And so really excited about that because, yeah, like what? To catch you up on the build, I was trying to play with the windows because originally I was going to use the snowy escape windows, but it just didn't fit. So I was like, maybe if I get like a longer window. And so I opted out for that one, but I think I'm going to change it a little bit later on. But yeah, like I am just really interested in telling more about my life, getting more comfortable with certain stories about myself. Again, it's really about just being better. Like I was telling my friend, I said, I'm a habitual compartmentalizer. I used to be really bad about it, especially growing up, which I've learned is a survival mechanism for people who have faced like a lot of trauma. But like I would keep my life in very distinct parts, and I didn't like things to intermingle. So like I didn't like my friends to meet my family. I didn't like certain aspects of my life melding together, and of course that came to a head in college where that's just not a thing. Like it's not healthy. It's not a good thing to do, and so I've been on a quest for a long time. It seems like really trying to bring together myself, right? Like really piecing that together. And so I'm just really excited about this next chapter for me. I'm turning 30 later this year, and it's gonna be interesting. I feel like 20s was a lot. When I look back on it, it was just a lot, and I'm really excited just for the next step. So back to the build, like after I got that wallpaper, that's when I made the decision. I was like, that window doesn't fit anymore. And I was like, maybe I can't get away with the snowy escape now because of that line on the top. But then it's like the color. And so I know a lot of people in the Sims community talk a lot about the need for better color swatches, and I definitely agree, but decided to go with the white because it matched the frame of the door. And then put everything up on a foundation just to like, I don't know, I don't like it flush to the ground. Also too, roofing, I'm pretty bad at. Like, pretty bad at roofing. Like I watch a lot of sim builders on YouTube, like Little Simsy especially, just trying to figure it out. In fact, I use one of her roofing tricks that she talks about a lot where you use multiple pieces so you don't get like that thing where they intersect. And then you like, yeah, you see it right now. I don't know why I'm trying to explain it. I'm really bad at doing that. But yeah, like I'm just thinking through, like I feel like I might create a series and stuff like that. I'm just trying to figure out more stuff to know about me. Is that I have been a political junkie all my life. I love doing work for community, volunteering, doing research and stuff like that. I did clearly like video games. And in terms of video games that I have right now, I own a PlayStation 4, Xbox One. I recently gave away my Xbox 360. I have a Nintendo Switch and a Wii U. I have my GameCube with me for some reason. And I feel like that's it for the most part in terms of game systems that I have here. I grew up with like, N64, Dreamcast. I told you about my grandmother. I go over and play like Super Nintendo, Nintendo games. I have my Game Boy Color, stuff like that. And right now on PlayStation, I've been replaying Skyrim, and so that's been nostalgic and kind of fun because, I mean, tell me, for people who have played Skyrim, like how do you exactly finish Skyrim? Because I have never finished it, like not even the main quest, because I get so distracted by everything else. And it's like in this world where you can do all these things, it's like I just end up getting stuck building a house or something like that, and getting married and having kids. And so yeah, But I know we're coming up to the end of this build, so as you can see, I gave her a little enclave for this person I imagine. Like, I filled up the house with plants. I was like, yes, I got a treat from the outside world, and I was like, as she gets further in her career, I imagine she would get a garden, develop that, and stuff like that. But I didn't lay anything out, and like in hindsight, would have put some terrain tools down just to kind of show where the garden would be. But I just want her to have that kind of space, and also to fill up a little bit of the space on the lot. I don't like a lot of empty space. Um, but I think it turned out really great. Like, I was really excited about this build. And so I think it's just very interesting. And so, yeah, like I'm curious about, I think the next thing I'm probably going to start doing is doing a 100 baby challenge. I started on my old laptop and I got up to like 52 babies, but then I messed it up because I accidentally had some mods on there, and my matriarch, who was about to age out, meaning like she was an elder, she was going to die soon, ended up getting pregnant. And she had twins, and fortunately they were boys, so it didn't mess it up too much. But like after that, I was just like, it was such a moral dilemma, so I stopped. But yeah, I put this home on the gallery. But I will say I forgot to play test it before I did that. So I had to switch around the mirror and the sink in the bathroom to make sure it was playable. Somebody on my live stream really called that out, so I really appreciated it. But thank you so much, for tuning in to this video. Be looking out for more content as I, embark on this journey of just trying to